Welcome to Massilia. I've always said Massalia. I think that's what they said in one of the Rome 2 trailers. So, we're located on the far western part of the Mediterranean coast. We're in the modern day, well, present day, French city of Marseille, which is really cool. So we want to try and build up this ancient Greek colony. We don't have any Greeks nearby us. We've got the Ligurians in Genoa, some barbarian tribes. We've got Hellenic and Gaulish tribes around us as well. So I think we want to try and upgrade Massalia itself. And we want to try and look to take Narbo and Tolosa as quickly as possible. We might look diplomacy-wise to make non-aggression pacts and just try and keep amicable relations with various Celtiberian and potentially the Romans. But we'll just have to see how we go. But the main objective of this series is to build up our little Greek colony, spread Greek culture, language and customs through France, essentially. I think that would be quite cool. So we'll just try and get my uncle married off so our family tree can grow. We're currently a republic at the moment. The inland traders, the Italian traders, and the populists are all various political entities that we'll need to overall keep an eye on. Zenon is our faction leader, along with Theo. And okay, so Narbo has a king, which we'll have to deal with in a moment. Alright, let's end the turn and continue. I'll try edit down the end turns in the editing process just to speed things up. We've encountered Syracuse and the Dorsii. Okay, let's look to try and get some more mercenaries, because we are generating a huge amount of cash, as we are quite the trade hub here on the coast. Massalia is a fantastic city. It's so built and big up. It's probably the biggest city in and around southern France and Italy at this point in time. The Romans will want to try and conquer it quickly. Alright, let's get a governor in to help us get those additional agent bonuses, as we want to try and beef up our already significant trading hub. We could probably do with the spy as well, but we really want to try and facilitate trade eventually with other Greek city-states, the Etruscans if they survive, the Celts and various other stuff. We should be able to import pottery and wine and olives, while we can probably export metals, salted fish, and slaves, as it were. So let's get a secondary army here with my uncle Theo. That's good. You don't quite often start with 2 generals from your family tree at some time. Probably can deal with the navy as well. So we're going to focus on the barbarian tribes firstly, and then we might talk about some history about Massalia once we get into a battle or two. Okay, Rome wants to negotiate a non-aggression pact. I think we'll sign that. Syracuse want trade. We shall look to accept as we speed on through. Okay, we've got a food shortage going on. We'll get those last few mercenaries. And let's have a look. I don't want to dive too much into trade and negotiations, because I don't really want to anger various nations just yet. So let's move my spy in. We've declared war upon Narbo, and we're going to be going to war for the first time. Could get some more units. I could even move that navy up potentially as well. So we have 12 units here with Zenon, who for all intensive purposes is our king, although historically the Massalia political structure was actually ruled by an oligarchy. but I'll go into that in a bit. Let's move this secondary army up. And now that we are besieging Narbo, hopefully during the end turn phase, they'll come out and attack us. We are playing as a Hellenic-based faction in DEI, so we're incredibly strong on the defense and in defensive battles and settlements, not the best in offensive sieges. Okay, so during the end turn phase, the Volcae have attacked. Oh wow, okay, so they do have a decent amount of numbers there. So they outnumber us 2 to 1. They have 4,000 barbarians against our 2,400 Greeks. Of Celtic tribes that spread across Europe during the Celtic migrations, settling in various regions. The Volcae were known for their mobility and propensity for migration. They established various settlements in areas including modern-day France, Germany, Austria, and Spain. The Volcae were divided into distinct subgroups, and this particular Volcae tribe we're talking about came into contact with the expanding Roman Republic during the 2nd and 1st century BCE. They were involved in various conflicts with Rome, including the Gallic Wars led by Gaius Julius Caesar. Eventually Gaul, including the territories of the Volcae, were conquered by the Romans and incorporated into the Roman Empire. So we want to try and conquer them as Massilia before the Romans rock up. Hopefully before they unite all of Italy. So with the Romans and their conquest of Gaul, the Volcae gradually were assimilated, like most other peoples, into Roman society. They adopted Roman customs, language, and the governance structure. Their distinct tribal identity eventually faded over time as they became an integrated part of the Gallo-Roman culture in France. The decline of the Western Roman Empire, fast forwarding now, and the subsequent migrations and invasions in Europe further contributed to their dispersal and transformation of Celtic peoples, including the Volcae. Despite their assimilation and eventual disappearance, a distinct tribal identity, the Volcae, like other Celtic tribes, still left a lasting impact on the region and their inhabitants. Their culture influenced linguistic contributions, and remnants of their material culture can still be studied today in present times. So I hope you enjoyed some short history about the Volcae. Let me know if there's any history you would like to share in the comments. Okay, so they're eventually coming on in, still sitting in our defensive position, still outnumbered 2 to 1. We can focus in on the game a little bit, but I think we'll go back and forth talking about various history in this time period, as the battles in DEI are long, protracted, and bloody, which is what you like. DEI is slow and meticulous, just that added realism to Rome too. Okay, we will deploy our cavalry at some point when it's advantageous to us, but we're in a super strong defensive position, as you can see here, with our back towards the cliffs, as the Volcae look to expel us from their land. Skirmishers, make sure our peltasts are on guard mode. We've activated all the defensive positions. We do have some archers as well, making up that mercenary contingent. Yeah, we might be able to get more ethnically Greek archers to ultimately help us out. But I was just showing before some of the units zoomed in. They looked absolutely fantastic. Just speed things up slightly. We've wasted a good 15 minutes in battle or so. But our brave hoplites are going to try and hold the line against the barbarian scourge. The barbarians in DEI are actually relatively strong as a faction on the battlefield. Their chosen swordsmen are something to be careful of and fearful. And the barbarian cavalry is exquisite, so we have to watch out for them. Their general seems to be isolated, so we might be able to move our cavalry up. Our archers here. Okay, I did have them on a flammable shot, but maybe I'm better off to go with a standard with the increased hit points. Our peltasts aren't in range. Now, unfortunately, they seem to have skirmisher range on us. We might need to advance and slightly move up here. Eventually, we want to try and get better quality skirmishers. As we're Greek, we have peltasts. We don't have the Roman vietes, obviously. Okay, we might have an opportunity here to go after their general unit, but it's a heavy phalanx unit of 200. Crikey. Now, in Rome and medieval too, the generals tend to sit on the left side of the bodyguard. In Rome too, they sit in the center. So we'll try and just skirmish them where we can. Our cavalry has a small amount. Okay. Ugh. We just need to move up, not too close, but we just need to skirmish them out. Alright. So we're going to try and pin down their general in place. We might get super lucky and be able to get rid of him. But as a heavy phalanx unit there, I don't know. Skirmishing will do. Our general has fallen. Really? Uh-oh. That must have been the naval captain that we brought on in. So they've got 2 units coming up here. We're just trying to skirmish back against them. Our hoplites will be able to withstand and deal with some of the skirmisher fire. Our peltasts are moving up. They seem to not want to move. Okay, so we've managed to kill a good 70 there. Charging in with our mercenary cav. Okay, so as you saw there, I just halted before we charged. So we're not going head on. I just basically wanted to make sure they fully faced that unit. And they didn't turn. Okay. Are they starting to move up here? We just have to be wary of that. Those reinforcements are coming on in. Although we've managed to get rid of 90, we haven't got the RNG of sniping the enemy general. Okay, looks like they were going to move up, but they're not. We're just going to take our time here, be slow and methodical with our approach. As, although we're only facing the Volcae here, which are one tribe in Narbo. Interesting, the settlement is named after the Roman general Narbo. But that's a minor digression. We're going to have to be at relatively strong strength and not be too weak from a potential Tolosa invasion. But yeah, let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. I think our sort of short victory conditions that I want to set out, which is going to take us maybe 100 turns. It could take us a week or so, 4 or 5 parts, to fully annex, convert modern day France into a Hellenic haven. I like the sound of that. Move out the barbarians, unite it, and then be prepared for Caesar if he ever comes that way. Okay, so we're going to hit them from the side here now. Rotate. But it's going to be interesting to see how Rome does in this series. We could rush them and get rid of them. I think if you're playing as Massilia and not doing this Hellenic kingdom roleplay that we're sort of doing, you might actually be better off to just go headstrong into the Italian peninsula. Then you're closer to the Greek colonies. Because it's going to take quite an investment to bring all of France under ethnic Greek rule. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this series develops. If we can set up a provincial Greek system, we'll be laughing. But then we got to watch out for the Iceni to the north. They might want to stop this kingdom being formed. They might want to try and claim territory in Normandy and Brittany. We got the Germanic tribes as well. Once a power vacuum opens up with the Celtic tribes getting crushed, they could come in. So we are. We've also got the Celto-Iberians to the south, and then Rome. I'm sure the Gaetuli and the Reti won't be too happy seeing their barbarian comrades fall, as we're still focusing on the general here. And then we've got Rome itself, so It can be a tricky campaign. Nice. We've managed to kill the enemy general here. That should massively help us. So we're going to try not to overextend. But at the moment, because we're such a small colony and there's not too many ethnic Greeks, we're going to have to be really, really careful unit-wise not to lose too many in these upcoming battles. So we're going to have to fight offensively taking territory, but defensively on the battlefield. Okay, we're going to try and go for their very light spearmen here, which are like 300 apiece. As long as we're not too stuck in long inactive combat, we should be okay. Okay, some of them are wavering now. Nice. The main army hasn't really, well, hit our front line. Our skirmishers have done alright. Relatively. They just took so long to get there. Fatigue, exhaustion is massive in DEI. It's something you really should keep an eye on. Okay. Just trying to cycle charge here. I don't really want to lose too much of my cavalry, but a lot of these are mercs. So they're definitely going to try and earn their pay grade. Well, we get rid of them. We don't have to pay them. But it's good to be back on Total War Rome 2 and getting back into the swing of things. So, really focusing on this series over the next week or so. So, expect a lot of uploads for this Massilia campaign. We've got a clear objective, conquering all of modern-day France, which is easier said than done. But depending on how built up we are, we could, I don't know, maybe set up some more overseas colonies. It's just so cool that in Rome 2, there's just so many Greek territories in far-flung areas. Like, Rome is like an S-tier faction. They're just so good. Their armor, attack stats, their skirmish and range is just overpowered as. Then I would say, like, B tier, or A tier, if it's S tier. The Greeks, I like playing as Greek factions in DEI. Well, the barbarians are really good. I don't know. I guess it'd be fun doing a Germanic Empire, but I don't know. I like to bring civilization to the provinces. Okay, let's move up here. Because we played as Chimeria last year, Crimea. Done a fair few series on DEI for Rome 2, Armenia and whatnot. I still haven't done a Parthia series. I think that would be quite fun. I'm not too sure if I should do that on Vanilla or maybe on Imperator Augustus, because Parthia is a little bit more built up. Okay, so unfortunately that charge gave us a massive casualty rate. Time-wise, we're still looking pretty good. We are going to win this fight. I can't see us losing this ultimately from this position. I would have liked my cavalry for the next battle, but we'll be okay. Early on, we started off with a bunch of cash, so it's fine to put it into mercenaries. The population mechanic is what we're going to be concerned with a little bit, because we're not going to be able to get, well, essentially Massalian ethnic Greek hoplites, because there's not too many of them. Alright, here they come. Here come the barbarians. Axes and swords wielding high as their war cry sounds out. But here we go. The brave Hellenic hoplites holding the front line on the beach there. A little bit bloodied and battered from skirmish fire. Hold the line. I love the art on their shields. It looks fantastic. our hoplites are just incredibly well equipped. Defensive positions is where they're going to be best at. Yeah. So as we slowly start to conquer barbarian settlements and incorporate it into our burgeoning republic, we're going to need to defend said settlements. I think we're better off to just try and convert them into trade, market, mercantile settlements as quickly as possible. If we can get these narrow city streets where we can just pack with hoplites, that's what I want to be doing. But we are using a bunch of submods for this series, so my DEI will look different to yours. Rome Extravaganza, Water, UI. Well, the armor looks so good and clean. Look at him holding the line. Auga. So good. Massilia is like a really cool color as well. They got a really cool sigil. A lion. Sitting out. I wonder if I can try and get my general around, actually. I might be able to sneak him through there. Sometimes you can slink it around, and then you can just start cycle charging. Gamon. Move to here. But I'm back recording content at the moment, so expect a bunch of uploads throughout May and June. It's winter here in Australia. Coming into it. It's getting nice and cold. Well, I guess it's not quite winter technically, but I live in Tassie, so it's cold as all the time. Okay, so they're trying to move some units out here. We'll have to be a little bit careful here with my general. We don't want our faction leader to die in the first fight. Okay, so now we need to get going. Okay, so that's probably nearly 15% with one of those. So we need to get him out and start cycle challenge. Yes, there we go. Let's get the hammer and anvil swinging. Yeah. When I was looking to series to do, I was craving another Rome 2 DEI campaign, like Let's Play wise. I didn't realize that I've never played as Massilia. I was a little bit shocked. Nice. Oh, and they're about to be in a full retreat. Once they fully capitulate, we'll try and run down as many of them as we can. Try and take as many slaves. We might even be able to sell them to Rome. And we'll get a burgeoning slave economy and an industrial base going.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Nearly. Give out some attack orders here. The battle is turning in our favor. Perfect, we have victory. Let's continue on. And let's end the battle there. Alright, we only lost 900. We managed to take 2,400 of them. Wow. 747. With the general unit. Crikey. Close victory though, supposedly. We did lose the one cav. And then the general unit on the navy. Oh, that might complicate things because he was from another political family and entity. Okay. We'll try and look to bring in someone else in. Thalys. Okay, so they have attacked me here now. The Volcay of Tolosa. Ooh, we're actually outnumbered a bit more. Okay. By an extra 1,000. Yikes. Alright, let's fight this one upon the battlefield. Okay, similar situation, I think. We want to try and redline and corner camp. Okay, that's a bit better. Ooh. I think I want to go to this side. Now, my thought process on either of the two is less foliage, less disruption. We can probably put our cavalry here. So we're going to redline camp, particularly when we're outnumbered. And we've only got a limited number of units. I know, it's cheesy and cheeky. But we are playing not vanilla at the end of the day. We are playing DEI, which makes the battles even more difficult.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
And we've got to pick and choose our fights properly. At the end of the day as well, we are using a Hellenic-based faction. So we need to be more defensively minded. We're not playing as Egypt and whatnot that are a little bit Hellenic-based in Rome too, but they have like mobility. We don't have too much. Although we've got peltasts in our build, they ain't the best. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they would have performed a little bit better in that last fight. But hey, so be it. It happened. Okay, let's move into our position. Form on up and hopefully try and eliminate this Warscape tribe. And then we've managed to secure and control a large swath of southern France. But here they come. The barbarians are once again at the gates. This time going against Greek culture and Hellenic Massilia. So last time it took the Warscape and the Barbs so long to come on in before they properly engaged us. So I might speed things up in the editing process. So I'll skip ahead I think here now. It's going to take a while before they get here. Okay. So they are really close to us now. They're probably within striking range. Are these guys just going to come straight up into me? They do have an extra 1,000 to throw. Okay, are they going to go with a cavalry charge, are they? Okay, so we're going to put some skirmisher fire there. They're going to try and slink around because we are redlining and they can sometimes go through it. Oh, nice. They're just throwing their cavalry carelessly into our fortified front line. That's fantastic to see. Alright, here they come. We'll get my cavalry now to engage. Try and general snipe. One of our hoplites has taken a little bit of battering. I think that's potentially from that cavalry charge. Yikes. Okay. We lost 800 before. We have managed to recuperate some of our losses. Oh no, we've actually got a unit routing there. Yeah. Although it said a normal difficulty, I don't know if I disagree with that. Like Parthia is hard, some of the other ones. I feel like it's easy to throw this particular campaign if you're not careful. Okay, so a lot of these guys seem to be a lot more lightly armored than the previous Warscape tribe. Okay, just trying to cycle charge, harass and parry their skirmishers at the back here. Come on, brave. Well, they're brave barbarians, exactly. I'm going to say brave Hellenic sons, but no, these are the auxiliaries. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. If we can have a core Hellenic front line, as you can see, they are incredibly strong, resilient, and resourceful in holding the front. And we'll allow our mercenaries to do most of the work and heavy lifting. It's really quite cool, the unit roster. We won't have access to some of like the far eastern Hellenic factions. I guess they're technically different. Camarilla and Colchis. I haven't actually played as Colchis before, actually ever. I kind of forget that they're a faction. What are they like? They're kind of like Georgia, aren't they? Technically. Roughly in that Caucasus region. That might be fun. I feel like they move into Pergamon territory a little bit too much though. Okay, my cavalry has seen better days. But yeah, I'm currently looking to record a bunch of Total War campaigns after my little break. So let me know. Who do you want me to play as in Medieval 2? We might go back to SSHOP. Maybe Stainless Steel. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm craving some Empire Darth mod as well. Let's Plays, of course. With the occasional stream here and there. Talking about the history and stuff and whatnot. I do quite like that. Maybe when we encounter other notable factions, we can talk about the history of them. Okay, I've just completely botched my cavalry there.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay, but this seems to be working. Really min-maxing our effectiveness. Strong, long front line. No triple axis formation. We're using the army build we have at our disposal to its like a most optimal efficiency. Corner camp, red line camp, hold the line. We are getting some pretty cool cinematic shots here. Wow. As we're holding back. But so far, yeah, what's this? 10,000 barbarians in these two tiny settlements. They just outnumber us. But once we get Greek populace booming, we'll send out envoys across the Mediterranean that, hey, we're building a new homeland. We'll try and make, I don't know, Massilia like the Tales of Atlantis. That'd be fun. Okay, I want to try and get my general around to cycle charge. Oh! It's a big bloody animation there. Fierce fighting is breaking out. As unfortunately, one of my Massalian hoplite units has capitulated. I think it's because they got wrapped slightly. They're getting pushed on their flanks, which is disappointing. Alright, trying to hold still. Yeah, I think we could lose this actually if we're not careful. They just have the numbers on us. Oh, the enemy general is dead. That's really good. That'll help us out significantly. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we can get around. I'm just a bit wary as we're getting hoplite units capitulating. I was really praising and talking up how good the barbarian cavalry and swordsmen are, but although their slingers aren't the best, they've just got a lot of them at the moment. So the pure volume of them, even on the low tier, is being quite effective. But sometimes numbers, sheer mass and volume, can be the deciding factor. Okay, my center seems to be holding, but they seem to be focusing on the flanks. like a lot. Which seems to probably be a better strategy. We've got another unit. Somewhat capitulating. Oh, okay. They're hitting me on an off angle there. Not the best. Okay, how's the health of everyone? Everyone's still sitting and maintaining their position. Can I try? Maybe I can slink through here. Oh, hang on. I'm looking for sides. We can just go straight through. It's a little bit cheesy. We're phasing through the front line there. Our general's under attack. That's fine. Okay, so for some reason they've let that open. Okay, men, move to the side. To the left, hoplites. Everything you own to the box to the left. They're getting kicked out of their home. What a song. Mariah Carey. I think. Anyway, let's focus on those skirmishes that have been a massive pain. He is at 50% strength, so it is a little bit risky doing this. But you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Okay. Nice. Solid charge. Very, very light missile infantry, these Gallic slingers. They've now been crushed. Let's pivot and move to the secondary unit there. And then we'll start cycle charging there. I think we'll go for the lights. Okay. And we'll try and focus on the large chunk. Let's swing around. Oh my god. Were they wavering before? Oh, a lot of them are shaking now. Oh, we got them. Although there's a lot of units still maintaining. I think it's because we killed their general a while ago. Okay, let's move down to this pocket. Okay, we actually might have slightly higher casualties in this particular battle than what I would ideally like, but whatever. Let's go again. To be fair, we do have his uncle. So there's not going to be a succession crisis if Xenon was to meet an unfortunate end, as it were.
By your command. Engage!
Okay. Oh, this is still going to be a little bit close. Yeah. I do think it was best to be a little bit offensive in our approach. Yeah, I think letting them build up any more would be an issue. We kind of forced them a bit. Alright, let's zoom in and get a cinematic shot. These brave sons of Massilia are pushing on in. Is that an Australian thing? Massilia. Oh yeah, me and the boys went down south to Massilia. Maybe that's it. Instead of Massilia. As long as you know what I'm talking about. Doesn't really matter, innit? I don't know why I went British though. Alright. And they've capitulated. Perfect. Let's run them down. Close victory again. So they seem that they're going to allow us to skirmish them. Still sitting in our defensive position. We are a Hellenic faction at the end of the day. So our strengths lie in our ability to be defensive. We talked about the brief history of Massilia and the volcano in the last episode. Oh, I've stuffed up here. Unfortunately, one of them has been caught. Well, Actually, we might be able to turn this to our advantage,
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
as their general unit has now moved up. Might be able to bait him in. Oh, nice. We are putting a lot of pressure and damage on him. But once we get rid of the Volcae here, we should have all of this province firmly under our control. Then we can deal with the Romans. I hope they don't just start swarming us. That would be incredibly annoying. But you never know. The player-led bias in this game can be a bit iffy. Okay, they're going to charge again here. But it's not the hardest campaign, because economically we're a really strong trading powerhouse. A lot of nations are sort of on good relations with various Greek factions. Our unit roster is strong. Our buildings and trade. I just think you have to be really careful. You got to be slow and meticulous in this barbarian hellscape. You really don't want to overextend, but getting them there, that might actually work. Come on. I want to try and kill their general. I don't know. This is actually tough. We've kept our casualties to like below 2k in the last 2 battles. But we're going to really struggle for this one. And the food situation hasn't helped either. I'm just waiting for them to charge. And then we've got to deal with the barbarians in Bertigala, which is a whole other challenge. Probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest, barbarian settlements in Gaul. Alright, here they come. They're starting to engage now. Let's try and hold the line. But unfortunately my hoplites are a little bit tired and fatigued. They've fought 3 battles this year in quite quick succession. My mercenaries helping out. My god, I think he just put an axe hilt through him. What a crazy animation. Okay, so they're really focusing on that left hand side,
One of our units has used
which
all
is
its ammunition.
concerning. It's actually not bad of a tactic. It's interesting the AI is doing that now. We've fought a couple battles against them where they've just hit me flat on, but we're still redline and corner camping. But now they're focusing on the flanks, which is where we're a little bit exposed. I'm going to move a unit up here, which is a little bit more mobile. We need to get rid of their general unit. It's a cavalry. I believe the Volcae at Narbo, actually, their general unit was a phalanx unit, wasn't it? We'll at least try and remove him from the battlefield. Still focusing on that right hand side. Okay. I need to give out some attack orders here. To surround this blob. Because they're just going to eventually break through. We kept our losses to a minimum. But that food shortage, we've only just managed to skirt.
Battle is turning in our favor.
Actually having Massilia as a unique port and not allowing us to get food in kind of stifled us, actually. Let's continue to try and run down as many of them as we can. But we've won. 3 close victories. 500 lost then. Outnumbered by 1,000 still. We'll take the W on that. Skirmishers did a bit better. Hoplites 180. 96 on the high tier. And that should be Tolosa under our control. 1 hoplite unit. 1 Peltas lost. Nothing too crazy in the grand scheme of things. So a close little nifty battle there. Xenon, a 2-star commander. Okay, I think we're good. I think my neighbour has taken a break from renoing his house. Hovering about it. So, alright, let's fight this one on the battlefield. Let's set things up. So my reinforcements are coming from the left of screen. We'll move our hoplites over here to connect up. We have 5 units of Peltas, we have a baggage train, and 3 units of volunteer barbarian cavalry. We'll try and unite up, make a strong, long front line, and then we'll face off against the barbarians. Massilia starts off incredibly outnumbered in this particular campaign. 10 to 1 sometimes for the barbs. Okay. Let's try and move on up and in. Unite, guard mode, front line, cavalry harassment. Looking at the topography of this battlefield, it's quite open. It's flat in some areas, but there's some hills and whatnot. Interesting, okay. Thankfully it's nice and clear, so that means we're going to be able to get really optimal melee hits. Sometimes in the forest, it can draw down melee effectiveness. And we're going to be able to get some good shots with our missiles. I reckon we've got cavalry supremacy in this one. They just have so many. Man, so things can get a little bit difficult here. Now, we are playing on massive unit sizes, and this is going to be a massive battle. So, it can be a little bit clunky mechanically when you tend to control over 20 units or so. But we'll see how we go. We've managed to be quick enough and on the front foot to actually try and get over here. Nice. But sorry if you can hear this annoying stuff in the background. My neighbour is like full on reno in his house. Just like non-stop. I respect it. It's hilarious. But this is the angle grinder. It's so loud. And these other tools. Respect it. Bro's been going back and forth to Bunnings grabbing stuff. Or Home Depot for you Americans. I don't know what's in the UK. Do you even build your own houses? Probably not. British houses are terrible anyway. Okay. We're Oh, so their cavalry's coming up here. Oh, they actually caught us there. Let's form up. Now, they seem to be a little bit disjointed. We could actually charge. Our general's under attack here. Yikes, they tried to general snipe him. But he's stopped now. Just back and forth. The Australian dream. Still alive here in 2024. I'm sitting down recording during the day. He's fixing his house. Or making it. Pretty cool. Doing a crazy job of it as well. Looks sick. Maybe we should go talk to him through the video. Go and interview him. Alright. How's your house going, mate? Yeah, she's going alright. She's alright, mate. Could be better. Thanks. Go drop him off a 6-pack to help him out. Okay. That's a very Australian thing to do. Alright. So, back to Massilia. Ancient antiquity. Let's switch it back. If they come in like waves, we're going to be laughing. But we're slowly but surely assimilating, unifying, ethnic cleaning. barbarians in Gaul, if you know what I mean. Just doing some cleaning. Moving Hellenic Greeks in. Getting rid of the barbarians. To be fair, some of their culture's probably pretty good. We need to stop those skirmishers hitting me. My cavalry is trying to engage those units have come up. But we've managed to hold and thwart the first wave. We've probably got time to move back slightly. Yeah, let's do that. There's a slight high ground advantage. And it's going to be quite a while before they actually come back. So let's move. Same with our skirmishers. Yeah, look at this. I don't want to corner camp too much. Oh, I could even go back here. I could actually go all the way back there if I wanted to. It might actually be better. We got time. The only thing I was worried about is we're deployed on the left there so much. I was worried that they could get caught. So it's better to combine up as best you can. So maybe we move further back to just give us even more of an advantageous position. And it will protect the baggage train a little bit better. We'll see how we go. You know what? Because we've got so much cavalry here, we don't tend to have that much. We might be able to cover the rotation. And once we get Bertigala under our control, we can basically open up any trade lanes into the Atlantic, really. But so far, we've managed to make an enemy of Rome pretty early on. I think that's a script. I don't know why they would declare war on me, honestly, but it's just a little bit annoying, if anything. Alright, let's quickly move on. But currently operating with 2 full stacks after our successful conquest of beautiful southern France. We're building up this Hellenic dream republic utopia to spread Greek culture and influence and food. We're going to give gyros or gyros. Give it out for free to any barbarian that will join us. They'd be into that. Lamb and chips. Love it. Okay. I think gyros is Australian. You know what I'm talking about. The pita bread, the lamb, the chippies. Gyros. That's what they call you down in Tassie. Keener, can I get 2 gyroses? Yeah. Kebab with chips, basically. Controversial. Turkish people in the comments screaming. Okay. They're starting to form up now. They might even centralize a bit. That's a pretty smart play by them. If they unite up and then hit us in one big encroachment, we could have an issue. The baggage train is what's going to be slow. We want to try and protect that. They're going to give us extra valuable ammunition. I think there's even an accuracy stat. I could be wrong. Alright, let's pull them further back. They tend to just eat ammunition from the enemy. Okay, they're moving some more units up here. Drop everyone into guard mode. The hoplites are going to make the main brunt of the force. So they're going to try and move out here. We've lost line of sight because we've pulled so far back. But I imagine they're probably going to come still in one thick wave. Okay, I'm just trying to be a little bit patient here. Oh, watch out. Oh, but that's a lot of ammunition they've got there. Crikey. Oh no, they're just peppering us. It's kind of smart. Moving medium melees up like that.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Jeez, they're pretty good. Gallic warriors, medium infantry. Yeah, they're really good actually. Yikes. Would you look at that? They've just completely used our valuable and minimal skirmisher ammunition we have on the cav. And one of them's lost half its strength and taken a little chip out of the other. Okay, so they are too heavily armoured and too well equipped skirmish-wise to really do that much, as they slowly but surely look to push on up. Let's try and pull further back. Maybe wait for more cavalry support. Maybe swing down and around this way, perhaps. We shall see. But this is a bit risky here, as we are throwing all of our military assets and material into Bertigala. It will be worth it once we got it, because this settlement is going to be just incredibly crucial and important to projecting power into the heartland of modern-day France. We are really focusing on their skirmishes now, though. A couple of them that pushed our routing. It's a good sign. Still not favoured to win this one. Every single battle we've played, we've been incredibly outnumbered. Okay, so as the Viscay slowly but surely approach, they're still a little bit away. I guess we could talk about some history about the Viscay of Bertigala. So obviously, they were in a settlement in ancient Gaul, located near present-day Bordeaux, France. So similar naming, Bertigala, Bordeaux. They were a Celtic tribe inhabiting the region even during the early as the Iron Age, which is awesome. So the Viscay, like many of their Gaulish, Gallic, Celtic counterparts, were skilled craftsmen and traders. They were known for their exquisite pottery and metalwork. Bertigala itself is like a really strategically sound settlement situated along the river of Gironde. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not French. I don't know. It quickly became a thriving commercial hub connecting interior Gaul with the Atlantic coast, and it facilitated various trade with neighbouring Gallic tribes and the Mediterranean civilizations. So hopefully Bertigala can be the Massilia of the West, make it a crucial key trading hub for us during this campaign. Alright, we're getting into the thick of this battle now though. But during the Roman conquest of Gaul, it fell under Roman occupation and became an important administrative and economic centre within the Roman province of Aquitaine. Under Roman rule, the city flourished further, benefiting from Rome's infrastructure that they brought with them, trade networks and cultural influences. Throughout the Roman period, Bertigala continued to prosper, evidenced by its grand buildings and temples and amphitheatres. So the Romans came on in and were like, yep, I reckon a temple to Mars would do good here, and let's have some of those ancient Greek plays on display. The city became renowned for its wine production, which we'll hopefully try and do, and there's still a lot of like wine traditions to this day, making Bordeaux one of the most celebrated wine regions in the world. So fast forwarding now, with the decline of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century, Bertigala, like many Roman cities in the West, faced challenges from the barbarian invasions and political instability. However, it still managed to endure and remain an important sort of urban centre throughout the early Middle Ages. Once the Franks moved in, over the centuries, Bordeaux evolved into a medieval town. It actually played quite a significant role in the 100 Years' War, and later became a key port city for Atlantic trade during the age of exploration. So currently, Bordeaux, I have been there in real life. It's a beautiful city. Never been to Marseille though, didn't quite make it there. But it's still a major French cultural, commercial and educational hub, rich with culture and architecture from various periods. It's got a massive, like, renowned wine sector as well, obviously, like a lot of France. But the Viscay Bertigala legacy lives on to some extent in the vibrant city of modern-day Bordeaux. And in this alternative timeline, we're going to be bringing good old Greek occupation to them. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that short little brief history of the Viscay in Bertigala. We'll go back to the battle now, but this is really heightening up. We've got a massive engagement here. We're slowly but surely grinding them to a pulp. They're full on engaging us now, exactly where we want them. This is where our Hellenic, Massilian hoplite infantry will shine. Hellenic boys to a man, back to back, side by side, glorious. And once we bring Bertigala under our control, we should be able to quite easily just sweep through the Averni held territory, the Adui, the Pictons. But taking this settlement can be super hard. I'm so thankful we actually, now thinking about it, we haven't done a siege in this campaign. Because we're so defensively minded, we siege, we don't have the numbers because our recruitment pool is quite low. The AI attacks us during the end turn phase every single time, and then we win because of our defensive positions. Pretty good stat. Pretty good strat. I guess we got pretty good stats as well, to be honest. Okay, still holding. Just keeping a watchful eye on the health rating of these hoplites. Some of them moving into the yellow, but I think we're okay. We probably could give out some attack orders here now as well, just to help plug some of those potential upcoming gaps. We might be able to flank around with some cavalry soon. Give it a go.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display. Hellenic Royal Cavalry.
I think we're going to need to. We'll take the risk. I think we need to. They have a couple of skirmishes they're actively firing against us. We'll try and slink around. Okay, that's a bit better. Nice. That'll stop them from firing. I don't think they were putting that much pressure on us. I guess it's a force multiplier technically. We're holding, shields up nice and high, and in active combat roles, and then they're like moving about. They probably are more susceptible to skirmisher fire, and then they're just holding their shields up nice and high. That's an assumption, it makes sense. I don't know if that's technically a factor in the game, maybe. Okay. They still haven't routed yet though, but that's surprising when it's a bloody general unit going against him. We're still massively outnumbered in this particular fight. I think we're going to win it. Once again, the balance of power is not in our favour. I told you moving into Gaul we'll be outnumbered 10 to 1. It's kind of insane actually. And then we can start cycle charging. Still putting a lot of pressure on the flanks. Maybe they updated it. Because I can't remember back in the day them focusing on the corners so much. Because really when you redline in corner camp like that's where you're most susceptible. Which is interesting.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay. The baggage train is just getting targeted. I sometimes forget to recruit them, but they're so valuable. Comboing baggage trains with armies in DEI, along with grain pits and storages to allowed to be going on longer campaigns is just so worth it. Okay, let's try and to continue to run down the remaining skirmishes here.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display. Ready for orders. Commander.
Okay, they've capitulated. My fucking neighbor. I think you can do it. Oh, that shit's too funny. Okay. Let's double back. Ooh, they're wavering a little bit. To be fair, I think the units that are like really wavering, I might have accidentally put some of my weaker auxiliaries on the flanks, which in hindsight they probably shouldn't be. I think we need to break this center. I think that's where I should focus the generals. They still have a lot of theirs operating in this. Okay, it's about a 50-50 now. There we go. If we can buckle the center, we can peel around and pivot. Some of the ones on the left there are wavering. I don't know why. Okay, let's continue to cycle charge where we can. Let's move back slightly. Here we go. A lot of them are wavering. We might be out of cause. A trickle, then a flood. I was focusing on the center, but it seems like this left-hand pocket might go before. They've still got their general there rotating and hanging about. Just got to be careful not to get bogged down into active combat with my generals. That could be an issue. Okay. I think I'm confident now to push out. It's not ideally what I wanted. Like, I wanted the center to fully crush. I think it will now. And then I can pivot, but there's still some units there, 2, 3, but we're going to be able to free a lot of them up. I never said building this Hellenic utopia would be easy. It's going to cost a lot of Sons of Gaul. But it will be worth it. Imagine the plays. Imagine the cultural significant influences we can bring to France early on. That'd be crazy. An alternate timeline. It'd be basically early. It'd be like France. France might actually be a superpower if this was to happen a bit earlier. Well, they already were. But could you say France is a superpower? At various points, they're an empire, I guess. And really, really strong. Yeah. But yeah. They would have had liberty and democracy and culture just even that bit earlier. Exciting. Okay, let's give out attack orders. So now it's broken. The center is completely fine. And now we're just trying to surround the last of the Viscay here. Wowee, our first massive, nearly 20,000 man battle in this series. We've done incredibly well. These Massalian hoplites are pretty good. I do feel like I'm losing a lot of casualties though for them. Compared to maybe other hoplites. I'm being picky, but maybe compared to some of the other factions, I'm not too sure. I feel like maybe it's just like the core mainland Greek units like your Epirus and your Sparta and your Athens might be technically better than some of the overseas colonies like Syracuse, Massalia, Colchis and Chimaera. Oh, now they're full on just routing. Nice victory, just a straight victory. A close one again. Wow, we lost nearly 3,000. To be fair, they deployed 10k. Look at the stats. And that should be the Viscay done and dusted. 1.3k captured. 1.6k captured, sorry. And we'll enslave and then let's continue on. Okay, they have attacked me now. That's a lot of Averni light spearmen. They're kind of trash. Okay, we're really outnumbered. This is going to be a 10,000 man battle though. Okay, let's jump on in and have our first battle against the mighty Averni tribe. Okay, looking at the topography, some nice high ground there. A little bit flat. Nah, we want this up here. It's incredibly rigid. Now, the only problem is we've only got 5 peltasts, so we're just going to have to grind at them away. To be fair, they have a lot of numbers, but unit quality, not the best. So we're going to form up in our classic defensive formation, which we've been using and abusing this entire campaign. It's been so good. And should be even better. High ground, we managed to get the RNG on this. Alright, and we're starting to get experienced as well. Our faction leader is growing up in stats as well. So I feel more competent a little bit compared to early on in the campaign. So, as they slowly but surely make their way to our front line to engage us in a pitched battle, I thought let's talk about the Averni tribe and some of their history. So, the Averni tribe were another predominant Celtic group thriving in ancient Gaul, modern day France of course. Their history is deeply intertwined with the sort of broader European narrative of Celtic expansion. The Averni's earliest known presence dates back to around the 6th century BCE. They inhabited the regions of present-day Avignon, situated in central France, and their capital at Gergovia, near modern-day Clermont-Ferrand. Their territory encompasses a significant portion of what is now the Avignon region, along with the neighbouring parts. In those areas, in the 3rd century BCE, the Averni began to assert their dominance over their neighbouring tribes and emerged as one of the most powerful forces in Gaul. Their rise to prominence was marked by a series of military conquests and strategic alliances, allowing them to extend their influence over vast territories. One of the most notable figures in Averni history is their king, Legernos, who reigned around the 3rd century BCE. He was known for his military prowess and efforts in consolidating Averni power. Under his rule, the Averni engaged in conflicts with a series numbers of their neighbours, including the Aedui and the Pictons, as they vied for control over central Gaul. The Averni's peak power came during the 2nd century BCE, when they formed a loose confederation with the Gallic tribes in their resistance to Roman expansion into Gaul. In the 21st century, the Averni played a significant role in the Gallic rebellion against Roman rule, led by Vercingetorix. This rebellion was known as the Gallic Wars, which we recently mentioned early in previous parts of this series. It marked a pivotal moment in the struggle between the Gauls and the expansion of the Roman Republic. Despite their valiant efforts, the Averni and their allies were ultimately defeated by Gaius Julius Caesar and his legions in 52 BC. At the Battle of Gergovia, a city that had been a stronghold for the Averni. This really marked the end of the Averni's independence and were subsequently incorporated into the Roman provincial system. Under Roman rule, like most of the Celtic tribes, they still had a pretty distinct culture and political entity, although under the influence of Roman governance, over time their identity gradually waned, with Roman influence spreading throughout Gaul. But once again, the Averni legacy still endures, and there's still a bunch of archaeological, linguistic traces and references in ancient text. Despite their eventual assimilation into the Roman Empire, the Averni did play a significant role in shaping the history and culture of ancient Gaul, which is really cool, leaving behind a rich legacy that continues to be researched today. Okay, so honing and zoning back into the battle, my cavalry is just really harassing them here. We're a little bit lopsided with this particular army build. We have way too many hoplites, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. It's just not the peak and optimal army build I would like. 5 peltasts, only the 1 cavalry unit. Oh, we're going to have a really super high octane charge here. Coming down off this slight hill. Oh, wow. That's going to be a venomous charge into the general unit there. Okay, let's move around here. It's going to take a little while for them to ascend that hill. There doesn't seem to be that many clear pathways up there as well, so they might struggle. We'll still get my cavalry to harass them. But in this alternative timeline, we want to try and Hellenize and spread Greek culture and influence throughout Gaul and modern day France. So maybe if it turns into a Greek utopia, the Romans might be more applicable. They probably respect it. Us civilizing these barbarians. But so far, we've managed to conquer, what, 3 Celtic tribes, the 2 Volcae, the 1 Viscae, and then hopefully the Averni will seize their valuable gold mine, be able to fleece it across the Mediterranean. Man, if we can capture their gold mines, crikey. We're going to have such a boom in our gold sector. They might even deflate the drachma. We wouldn't want that. Okay, there's another general here we could look to target. 43. They are intertwining slightly with some lights, but we might get lucky. So I'm just going to attack and then try and pull out quite quickly. We're really putting our cavalry through the ringer here now. But so far, every single battle, we've managed to bait the barbarian scum into a defensive battle for us. We've been on the offensive, like aggressively wise. But battles, we've never fought an offensive campaign. You can do that playing as a Greek/Hellenic faction when you have thorax swordsmen. Particularly as Macedon. They're like the best swordsmen. But we're still going in our defensive position. Once we have the numbers, like if we could have 2 full stacks of hoplites, we could start charging and surrounding and being more aggressive. But they just can't seem to break through the strong low block of the Massilian phalanx. Like, look at this. This is such a strong defensive position here. Outnumbered once again, significantly. Look at the shields. Look at the artisanal work on them. Beautiful. Okay. More additional reinforcements are moving up. Okay. They don't seem to be attacking in one fell swoop. It looks like they're going to be probably trickling up on in. Okay. No, maybe it's going to be a bit more volume than what I could anticipate. Okay. It was deceiving. A fair few of them were sitting in the fog of war. Okie dokie. Managed to carve out 15 minutes. We've also got the timer on our side as well. I've just hidden my cavalry here simply because they're just so exhausted. Once the Averni infantry starts engaging my front line, we should be able to harass the skirmishers. They're going to start peppering us. Because they do have skirmisher and cavalry supremacy on me. So they've got some Celtic slingers here. That looks like a pretty good unit as well. Javelins and slingers. It looks like they might charge their cavalry straight on into my front line. Oh wow, they actually baited my pelter somewhat. No, that's a venomous volley for them. They could get neutralized. But we want to try and get into this porcupine formation. It's really an echidna formation, as an Australian. My spiky critter reference is echidnas. They might even move their generals up as well. They're getting into really strong range. The Averni and their fantastic cavalry are trying to move up. Okay. We've still got plenty of ammunition thanks to the baggage train. I was a little bit concerned that they could simply be wasting it. Okay, so they're starting to engage my front line now. We are absolutely decimating, and we've killed their enemy general. Oh my god. That was disgusting. Okay, so the first few initial waves are coming in. Oh my god. Here come the goals. Hold. Brave men of Massilia. Okay. So overall, we're holding quite well. Fierce fighting is now breaking out. Oh my god, look how much skirmisher fire they're peppering in. A little bit concerning. We could very well move the general around at some point. Oh, both are wavering now.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Okay. Okay. My hoplites are starting taking a little bit more damage than what I would like. But okay. Yeah, we're going to try and get my general around. Is a little bit risky, but our family tree is a little bit more secure. So even if worst case scenario was to happen, we can probably make do. Because we need to get those skirmish units to stop hitting us. I think that's what's putting us into the yellow health bar. Of attrition. We do have to be slightly careful in this situation. Slinking the general around, he's probably at 30% strength. Oh, okay. We've got a couple of units in critical danger slightly. We're still not favoured to win this one. The balance of power is not in our favour. So we have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so now they're starting to capitulate there. Nice. We can probably go back and cycle. Oh my god, he's dangerously low there. 37. Need to get that additional cavalry unit up. To help on out. Ooh. But once the Averni are destroyed, They are the major faction in Gaul. They have the best unit roster out of all the Gallic tribes. So getting rid of them, we're going to be laughing. Alright, so now we've got the 2 units there able to cycle charge. We are fighting with 1 full stack at the end of the day against 2 generals, so something to keep an eye on. We only got rid of 1 of them. I think there's still 1 actively fighting. Alright, so let's try and get stuck into this blob and try and capitulate the last of the Averni here today. Nice, there we go, perfect. Nice, and we're just crushing them. The high ground, I think, is making a massive factor that they're pushing up, and now we're just cycle charging them there. Not even with that many. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Them now wavering.
Turning in our favor.
And perfect, they're in a full retreat. Let's run down as many of them as we can. Just skipping a little bit ahead. And another close victory for Massilia. What a battle. There are the casualties sustained and inflicted. Our generals, baggage train, and cavalry took a beating. They actually did alright. I kind of underestimated their lighter trash tier units. I guess we attack this. It's just risky. So we're going to push into a Dewey territory. We outnumber them by 700. It's just a little bit weak because of attrition. Alright, let's fight this one upon the battlefield. 5 units of skirmishers. Mostly hoplites. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to be a little bit aggressive in this one. We'll see how we go. Okay, so this is probably one of our first open field battles we've had in quite some time. In the sense of we've had plenty of land battles, but most of them been offensive. This will be our first offensive action in quite some time. Alright, so here we go. Now, we are using hoplites on the offensive, which isn't the best. Plenty of skirmishes though. Can we try and... Ideally, if you're advancing like this, you kind of want to... make sure at least 2-3 units. Sorry, my phone's pinging off. Getting DMs up the wazoo. That's annoying. That's me. My apologies. Okay. Yeah. Not even in formation. Are they really going that wide? Okay. This is about a 50-50. This is going to be an interesting fight. We might just close the distance between both front lines. And... we might just hold? I'm not too sure. Maybe we do sit in formation. Will they attack me if I get really close? I'm not sure. Okay, they're actually starting to pepper me. We've pushed up, and I guess they're doing that thing where they're calculating that they don't want to push. Okay, well we're just going to start peppering them with peltasts. Early peltasts. We haven't hit the next tier variant. But to be fair, they're not in their own familiar territory. They don't know what's going on. They're technically in Dewey lands, the Carnoots. Let's move back. Let's move our generals up. So we're in a better position. But so far, everything is going to plan for Massilia. But thank you for all the nice comments as well. over the last couple of videos. I appreciate it. I saw a lot of people agreeing with me that Massilia is a pretty cool and underrated faction. Where it is, situationally, they're moving up here now, so we can start to engage their cavalry. And also the logo and the colours. I think it's quite cool. Although we're at war with the Romans, we've been quite lucky that they haven't really done anything. Maybe they, I don't know, they had a casus belli that they wanted to push. Alright, so now we are in our hoplite formations. I want to try and give out attack orders as well, so we can start delivering out some damage. I should really do that more. Unless we're getting overwhelmed in a phalanx position. That'd be the only reason not to attack if we need to conserve numbers. But the Greek Massilian phalanx, once again, dealing with the thinly armoured and equipped Celtic barbarians in France. They just have the numbers. What's the bigger number? 5 or 1? One army, bred for one purpose of a Hellenic France, rather than 5 little armies of small Celtic barbarian tribes. Okay, we've got a lot of units here just not doing anything. So, let's advance up and continue on. Just watch out for the cavalry. This particular army doesn't have any, so we could have an issue. We technically do, but not like 4 stacks or anything. 4 units, rather. Okay, they're out of ammunition. Now, they have a little bit of armor on them, so they can be used as a surrounding force. Okay. And once this Carnute army's been destroyed, we should be able to move against their one settlement. Now, thankfully, no one has united these tribes yet. Internally, you know what I mean? Like, the Averni didn't take a bunch of territory or anything. That probably would have been more difficult. But they're fractured, so it's working well for us. Okay, let's try and swing them around. Nice. We're gaining ground. Okay, one of our units is wavering, which is unfortunate. Okay. They're so quicker in moving, so oops, there we go. Pin them down. Might move my general around here as well. Swung to about a 60% in our favour. Still think we're going to win this one. We'll see how we go. Going to charge their cavalry here now. Oh, nice. That's a really solid charge. Fantastic. Okay, this battle isn't going exactly to plan. They're lasting a lot longer than what I'd anticipated. It's kind of not unsurprising in the sense that we are a defensively minded faction and nation. We just exceed in defensive battles rather than offensive. Also, the recruitment style I'm going for lends itself to that. Our best units are the hoplites, so we might as well play that way. Okay, now that we're just wrapping them up, we're just completely encircling what was their center now. They ain't gonna last much longer. I'm gonna win another glorious victory for Zenon of Massalia, the dictator of Massalia. Kind of living up to the dictator Dionysus of Syracuse. Oh, speaking of him, we haven't really got any siege equipment that was renowned for Syracuse. Maybe we need our own Archimedes, as it were. Okay, they're about to capitulate shortly. How are they still standing?
The enemy general is dead.
Their enemy general's dead. Okay. I'm gonna wrap my 4 units of Massalian cavalry to the right hand side here. And we'll try and wrap around and do some cycle charging. Still sitting pretty well at the top of that hill. Just have to be a little bit careful with exhaustion and fatigue. It is snowy at the end of the day in this winter morn. Let's just hope that armor doesn't get frozen and rusted on. That'd be a great fear. We have skirmish supremacy on them, but we don't have the range. Massalia, really good starting position. Can be quite tricky. Early on, not the greatest roster. And numerically, you're just dealing with tens and thousands of barbarians. So, let me know in the comments if you've, in solidarity, started your own campaign along with me. How is your Massalian campaign going? But I feel like you can get sort of RNG'd if the Gallic tribes unite against you. Hell, Rome could have really rushed us. But I think what's happened is that the Gauls in Cisalpine, or not the Gauls, they're barbarians, the Celts or whatever, the Incerberus tribe that are there, they seem to have like blocked passage to the Romans, and they basically just can't break it. Okay, as we're moving up here, we're getting so close to their infantry. Let's give out some attack orders here. I could potentially move into a phalanx formation with some of them, but I want to be able to be quite mobile in this. So let's go through all of these units that have just made it to the front line, the 0 line if you will, and we'll form up a pivot and move. Okay, and let's move my skirmishers up higher as well. The enemy general is dead. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. He just rushed that front line. That is so fortunate. He died incredibly early on, but here goes our cavalry facing them. Okay, we're starting to wrap around with a good amount of units now, locking them in place. We're going to swing and try and use this 2,000 man advantage as best we can. Okay, let's continue to go. This is going to be such a close fight. Okay, let's advance further. Make sure we can creep on forward with our skirmishers to get max capacity. Okay, let's continue to give out more. Some of them, alright, so they're giving chase. It's okay. They're not getting dragged too far away. Nice, some of them are wavering. Oh my god, okay, they're starting to put some pressure on that side with the cavalry is. Okay, still maintaining a pretty good front. But thankfully, as we're pushing into France, we haven't had any external influences just yet. Still might happen. Germanic, Iceni, Britons, Iberians coming on over. We'll see.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Oh my god. Once our skirmishers start getting some volleys off, crikey, they are venomous. Okay, got some units here not doing anything. Need to make sure they're getting into a better position. 2 units are blobbing down like 7 here. That's not exactly what we want. Okay, let's charge into that. Let's move my generals slightly further up to help out. But overall, can't see these barbarians coming back from this one. Just submit. Just subjugate. We can tell you all about Dionysus. Think of the plays and literature we can give you. As we look to colonize France. Okay. I'm sure the Romans would kind of appreciate and love our maritime empire we're building now. We've gone full imperialist. We're still a republic. We might look to change that. As Xenon and Theodosius. Not Theodosius. Well, he should be called Theodosius, I guess. Theo. My uncle. We're sort of creating a dynasty with these famous peeps. Moving away from a republic to more of a cult of personality. Okay, so the cavalry's holding so well. They're pushing uphill as well. It's turning into a thick and muddy and wet affair. Just churning up all that mud from the winter frost. Small little battle going on over here. On this right hand side, still with the cavalry. Okay. A couple of my units are getting caught on that far left side. Alright. Let's just bulk here, we need to get rid of. Getting a little bit close to my skirmishes. There's that one unit in the center, but we'll be alright, I reckon. We'll see how we go. Oh, nice. Perfect. Well, we've won there. So let's swing this cavalry around. We're going to be able to cycle charge like crazy down into that. But, oh, my general might get caught here. Gotta watch out for him. Our general's under attack. Let's move here. Let's move my generals back. Okay, mustn't be able to last too much longer. I didn't even see where that came from. Nice. Okay. Maybe charge it again. Okay, let's speed things up. Oh, nice. They've capitulated. Decisive victory. Really oh no, what? Noble death? Who died? Oh, thank God, it wasn't... Oh my God, how did... What? I didn't even see that. Oh my God, I was just talking about Uncle Theo. He died. Oh shit, we could have a succession crisis here. Oh my God, that... Did that little charge get rid of him? Oh my God, that is so unlucky. That's unbelievable. Oh, they've actually attacked. Well, that's a good number. Okay. This is going to be a 12,000 man battle. Alright, well, let's fight this one up on the battlefield. And we're going to have a bridge battle here today. Unfortunately, we can get the ballista in. Let's start the deployment. And see how we go. Alright, so... Probably might need to slightly put more on this right side if they come across it. We'll try and quick... Okay, so thankfully... The enemy combatants haven't deployed on that side. Why have they deployed all on the left? That's going to be so unfortunate for them. Okay. We'll move up and we'll try and... Put more forces there. Okay, so they're actually putting more of their units and divisions on the narrow portion rather than the larger. Because this is like this here, this coastal bit, is where they're better off going across. This low-lying crossing. Not exactly coastal, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we'll get the cavalry across to try and harass. Now they will have additional reinforcements coming from behind.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
We'll get our hoplites to go into phalanx formation, and we'll line them up, and there's no way they're crossing this bridge. They are attacking us at the end of the day, so if the timer runs out, we will win. I'll move my skirmishers to more of an advanced position. Okay, so this is what we want. And now our skirmishers that were just out of range. I was a little bit concerned that they were saving their ammunition, but it's okay. We can work with it. Okay, they're cycling out. I think I might... I could get them to move there, but I might get them to go across the river. They might be a little bit, well, suited there instead. Oh my god, this is turning into absolute meat grinder here. Perfect.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
And once the Adui are done, we can focus on the Nervii. Still perpetually keeping a watchful eye on the Iceni, the Germanic tribes, Rome and the Celtiberians. Oh my god, so they're really trying to push for this. Perfect, this is exactly what we want, guys. My cavalry's doing okay. Just taking a little bit of a battering. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if my cavalry's done the exact desired effect. They're clustering pretty well though. They've actually made a front line towards the bridge. Ugh. My cavalry's taking a lot of losses here now. Not exactly what I wanted. They've kind of made, actually, this is really interesting. So they're trying to, they've only committing like a couple units across. They've actually made a front line. So they've actually dug on in on this other side.
The men are wavering.
Let's try and match that front. Oh no, hang on. Some of these skirmishes that had attack orders need to be pulled back. They're hitting other targets that are out of range now. My spearmen have finally made their way over. Committing some more units up on the bridge.
Our general is under attack.
Our general's under attack. Okay. I still think we're ultimately going to win this one. But as it sort of progresses like this, the casualties could get quite high. What's this unit coming back out? I just pulled us back to the tree line here. This should be a really good charge. Watch this. Recovered. Emerging from the forest. Oh my god. What a venomous charge. Nice. Okay. So now we're starting to match theirs. Interesting. They're still trying to commit to the attack, but then they're sort of holding now. It's not a bad play.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
They're trying to turn this offensive battle into a defensive one for them. They're finally catching on to anything coming across that bridge is just chalked. Alrighty. Still maintaining a pretty good position here. Just trying to flank. Make sure that a lot of these units have individual attack orders. Okay, my cavalry are looking a little bit worse for wear. Okay, oh my god, we might be able to march over the bridge now with the bulk of this force. That would be ideal. Oh my god. Absolutely bloody affair. As we look to surround the last of this barbarian scum. Nice. This Hellenic utopia ain't gonna build itself. Okay. We've made it halfway across the bridge. Even though my cavalry's exhausted, I'm a little bit reluctant to send them in, particularly looking at how weak they are. But we might be able to slink around. Okay. Got to give it to the Adui. They're making us earn this one. It's just offensive actions take so long. It's not like we're going to lose. It's just we don't have the melee attack stats that swordsmen have. So it just makes the battles go slightly longer. But we are so close. And taking large chunks of France. There we go. They're still holding us on the bridge there though. Cavalry gonna try and cycle here. Hoplites coming over in support, they're a bit knackered. Go on, flank. Make sure a lot of these guys have got attack orders. Look at this. What a shot. Let's reform there.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay. They're about to capitulate now. Nice, let's run them down. Victory. Okay, just speeding up the mopping up process. It just takes so long. Decisive. Oh my god. So a 12,000 man battle. Oh damn, we lost one hoplite unit. Oh, it was my best one as well. Silver chevron. Okay. Did lose 1.2k, which is a bit. But at 12,000... Alright, let's declare war upon them. Oh, we're going to take that auto-resolve. 99%. Hell yeah. We ain't playing that. Fort battles can bugger off. Lost 2 cavalry units anyway. And then we'll move you here. Now, that is overextending because they're not going to have range, but ideally what I want to do is I feel confident if they attack me to manually play that. So hopefully that will give us enough to bait them out. And wait for those reinforcements to come on in. And we'll take Vesontio, hopefully. Oh, they actually attacked me during the end turn phase. Ooh. It's a 2-1. I think we can win this with Ballista. But we'll pull back just for support. I think we'll be good though. Okay, so we're actually going to have to manually play this. So... yeah, what do they got? Cavalry. 3 units of archers. We should be okay. This will be fun. Hopefully we can get a W. The Battle of Vesontio, 262 BC against the Squitani, the last of the Germanic resistance. Most of my army is made up of Hellenic hoplites, of course. We have 4 units of these newly reformed peltasts, and we have 2 units of Germanic warriors helping us out from our good relations. They want to join our cause for money and pay. They know over the Rhine in this West Hellenic kingdom that we pay well. Also going to be using Ballista for the first time. I can't wait. Flammable. It's going to be ridiculous. We're going to manually control it as well, so we can start burning these barbs. Okay, so looking at the topography of this battlefield, kind of nice and flat, maybe a slight slant, but it's heavily covered in forest. So they're just going to prime the ballista here. And we're going to try and position ourselves in the clearest part. I don't think red line camping, corner camping or pushing up is the play. I think in this clear area here, we want to try and have a decent amount of visibility. If you want to be particular, we could have moved back a little bit slightly, but I think this is a pretty good kill zone that we can create. Speed things up. Wait for them to close the distance against us. We've folded 1 hoplite on each, and then we've got the half strength Germanic warriors on the flanks to pivot and attack if need be. Okay. And then I think we're done and dusted. For the short victory conditions, that is. We'll be able to show off what we've achieved, which is my short victory conditions. 8 episodes, week and a bit of recording, 60 turns. Must be more than 10-12 hours I've played of this particular campaign. It's just how it is once it's edited down. I do tend to edit out turns and load times and stuff. Okay, so now we are in range. I'm gonna let them start peppering to start softening them up before they come near. Then we'll switch to a manual shot. Oh, nice. Alright. I've got my cavalry on the flanks as well. I don't know particularly how well they're going to do, but we'll see. Alright, let's get some rounds down range. There we go. Let them auto-fire for now. Once they're like super close to our front line, then we'll start manually controlling.
Missiles ready and waiting.
Berserkers! Our hidden units,
Our hidden units have been
discovered.
discovered. That's fine. That's those that made up the front line.
Ballista!
Okay, continue to bombard. Would like technically slightly more skirmishes, but I think we can make do. Yeah, I just don't know if we're exactly in range to really benefit from that manual shot just yet. You just need to press insert, INS. It's kind of near F12 on your keyboard to get that manual shot off. They do try to nerf it as much as you can. They can in DEI. Vanilla, it's still pretty busted. It was fucking broken when the Imperator Augustus edition came out. So if you roll your game back to that version, it might be broken. Okay, so they do have cavalry supremacy, and they do seem to be wanting to come around. So I'm gonna opt to bringing that in. So are they in range enough yet? So normally that would be pretty much on target. Maybe they just need to be slightly closer. There's this like really clutch angle that you can get. Alright, let's get out some attack orders there. Okay, we are hitting them a bit. When they can line up... Hang on. If they can do it, I'll try and... Oh my god, that's terrible. We're wasting so much valuable ammunition. Something like that, right? So it's like... Or maybe, yeah, this angle. That's what I want, kind of. So you can't miss. When it's a low enough angle like that... Nice, here we go, that's what I'm talking about. So when you can't really overshoot it, oh, I guess hitting my own men is probably not the play. But yeah, just like firing into that. Here they come. The last of the Celtic resistance. Our peltasts are firing, nice. Hitting my own men, perfect. Maybe further back here is a bit better. Right, fire. Oh my god, that was a low shot there. Yeah, it's just ROG sometimes. Can we not hit our own men, please? It's definitely causing havoc. Nice, go for that general charging in. They are attacking us at the end of the day. Oh my god, look at this. A classic Hellenic pitched battle. Shields up nice and high. Hoplites holding. Greek ingenuity and artillery over the top. Shout out. To the philosophers and engineers. Okay, I'm just trying to snipe their general here. We'd be so lucky. But then we basically can go wherever we want. The world is our oyster.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Maybe setting up Hellenic Britannia. You know, like Roman Britannia. But Hellenic. Iberia. I'm not too sure about. We might go into Carthage's sphere of influence. Half of it is still controlled by them. They seem to be warring a bit. Do we... Yeah, I don't know. Send off those navies. Liberate the peoples of Serenica. It took quite a while to get there. Do we, like, move military resources and assets to Greece? I don't know. Look to defend it, take it, before the Romans go on in and Romanize it. Send an envoy to fucking Egypt. Take it. There's so much Hellenic territory over there. Honestly, we probably need to look for confederations, if I'm being honest. But we've done so well under our faction leader. As I throw darts over the top and they charge on in. Xenon, the new Alexander, had dream and ambition. Okay. We're out of ballista shot now. We might need to start rotating. We didn't even bring that cavalry in properly. Yeah, let's start flanking now. It's time. I want to see these Germanic swordsmen go on in. There we go. Charge. Nice. The clash and clanging of swords for the first time. We haven't seen it too much in this particular series. Yeah, the only one downside of Massilia, it doesn't have a crazy unit roster. But I guess it'd be too overpowered. We've definitely used it to the best of our ability. Oh, the general's starting to go there. Man, those ballista shots were dirty. Dirty. Okay. Push for this. Okay, they're starting to rout now. Our men are wavering. Yeah. I know we're not at full strength, but geez. Huh. Okay, interesting. They're actually starting to hold from this push. Surprising. We just need to get their general. Although he's been carelessly charging in, we still haven't got him. Got him good. I still can't believe that earlier in the series, Theo got his self-sniped, Zenon's uncle. I can't believe that still. I'm still a little bit in shock and disbelief that my general got sniped at like a 95% health rating. It's kind of ridiculous. What do you guys think about that? Okay, we're trying to advance here and push. We are struggling slightly. Maybe we need to position my guys slightly a bit better when we flank, pivot and move before we give out that attack order. I'm just too impatient. The enemy general's dead. Okay, well that's just GG's then.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Nice. They're fully capitulated. Let's run them down. Just skipping a little bit ahead. We got a good chunk. Close victory. We lost 800 in the end. At number 2-1 though. Oh my god, Ballista 400 kills. Hell yeah. Okay, and that is the Squatani. Crushed. We destroyed the full stack that was embedded. We lost a cavalry unit there. And now we're good to push against their last settlement. Some pirates have been spotted. It's pretty far south though, in North Africa. We do have money to probably get some more agents. A champion. We only can get 2. You can get so many good bonuses from them. So let's look to bring that one in.
Ready for orders.
And we'll try and run this down, and then we'll take out the Squatani. Cool name. See how the Romans ultimately react. So they are going to attack, and they're going to siege. Oh, nice. Okay. This is a winnable battle. This is exactly what we want. We want Hellenic units surrounded on the defense. We're coming up against Gnaeus Cornelius Scipio. Nice. And 2 units of Triari, mostly early Principe. So they haven't had Marian reforms, which is interesting because we're past turn 60. And then we got like Samnites and Italians, and then only 2 units of Equites. Okay, so this is the perfect opportunity for us to earn our first victory in a land battle against the Roman Republic. So let's make sure we push up here. We're going to get to the apex of this hill. And we're going to basically cheese with our ballista. So most of my army comprises of Massalian hoplites. They're going to go into phalanx mode and hold the line. And then we'll put our swordsmen on the flanks. We'll move our 4 units of peltasts to skirmish. And let's move the baggage train further up, along with the ballista and cavalry, to ultimately deal with their skirmishers. Potentially even snipe their general. We'll see how we go. But here comes the Roman Republic. Currently, by land mass, probably quite even. But what is the... what are the more wealthier provinces? Who has more resources and coin for this war? A united France or a united Italy? Nearly all of Sicily and Illyria. Okay, let's move on up. Most of my units are in the green, health-wise, which is fantastic. Only a few in the good old yellow. My ballista, once they form up, we're going to be able to just try and bombard them. I'm going to press insert on my keyboard once it comes up, so we can manually have a crack at them. But here come the Romans, slowly but surely making their way up the hill. Okay, I'm just going to preface, this could be quite a brutal battle for multiple reasons. First of all, they outnumber us slightly. 800 isn't too much, but it's nearly 1,000. Second, Rome is an S tier faction. I'd say we're up there. Probably A tier because we're Hellenic, but you could probably say B tier because the Massalian roster like ain't crazy. But the Romans are just so good. They are heavily armored. You get swordsmen pretty early on, and they've got like really, really good attack stats. So when they're attacking us, they're going to be carving some units up. However, we have some of the best defensive, so we might be able to counteract that. But yeah, just compared to what we've been fighting these last, what, 8 episodes? Barbarians, yeah, the cavalry. Probably did a number on us, but the infantry not so much. Alright, hold the line. And then our swordsmen, like even our swordsmen aren't that heavily armored. I guess it'd be a little bit busted. But here is our son and heir, Pan, adopted, of course. Okay, my ballista surely should be in range. Now, interesting thing with the ballista, no, not quite. They're at like 20% health. But they still have a bunch of engineers. But here is the brave men of the Roman Republic. The elites there, moving on up. So we've got a massive opportunity here today to eliminate Gnaeus Scipio from the famous Cornelii family. They seem to be flowing in a checkerboard formation. Maybe triple axis. Okay, so our ballista is firing already. Let's get a cool cinematic shot from up on the hill. Here come the ballista. Look at that. Lens flare? What is this, Michael Bay? Oh, wow. As if that went right through the gap. That's so annoying. I want to try and target the general if we can. If we could take Scipio out.
Field artillery awaiting orders.
That would be insane. Do you reckon we can try and go for a Hail Mary shot. Jesus. Okay, that's taken out a fair few of them. Just need to centralize it a bit more. Okay, so can we start getting some manual shots here now? Not quite. They're still sitting a little bit further back. We could go for the cluster of units. Kill more of the infantry. But if we can get rid of the leadership, that would be more optimal, I think. Okay, let's just slightly speed things up. Okay, looks like they're going to move their cavalry. Probably wouldn't be a bad tactic. They got 4 units. We're a little bit weak on that flank. Hang on, I'm going to try and soften them up. Try. Big emphasis on try. That's a bit better. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, people were complaining that I was like missing and hitting friendly fire. You can't like... They kind of... Well, the thing is... It used to be like... No drift or random roll of like firing pattern when the Imperator Augustus campaign came out. So you could just basically... If you pick the spot, just continually pepper it and hit it. It's going to hit that. They changed up the randomness pattern slightly after the year after. And then DEI, I think it's even a higher randomness. So it's not too cheesy or exploity. Okay, so we're going to try and hit here. So even that went pretty low. Nice, that cavalry. Oh, overshot that. We'll wait for their general to get a little bit closer, but let's just try and soften up some of this Principe and Triari. Although they're early, they're still going to pack a punch. Let's fire into that. Nice, that's pretty good. Into that. That's what I'm talking about. Why? Rome. Here I go killing again. Why would they not just sue for peace? There's the general there though. Try and aim for the center. That's where he is roughly. I can't identify which one he is. Okay, so that was like RNG'd there. I'm going to make sure we expend all our ammunition there. How am I? Oh my god, that was a brilliant shot. Okay, that hit 5 of our own there. Hit another 5 of our own. Shit. Okay, right, maybe we're too close. Okay, that just hit half. We're just going to run out of shots, I think. They're trying to flee. That's a good shot at the back. Again? Oh, slightly overshot it. Are they going to try and cycle again? Come on. Oh, now we're out of ballista. Maybe I should have saved some of that ammunition. Okay, I've completely neglected the skirmishers back there that are just peppering us. I was so focused on the ballista. I should have got the cavalry to come up. I could have just given out one attack order while I was focusing on the ballista. But here we go. Fierce fighting is now breaking out on the front line. Massilia and hoplites will be able to hold quite well with their armor and defensive stats in position. I could give out an attack order potentially. We've got some slingers here which are doing a bunch of damage. They don't have Vietes just yet. So I think we're technically higher slightly, not by much, on the military tech. Some of our men are wavering. It's unfortunate. They're now wavering too, to be fair. Okay. Holding quite well. Those swordsmen aren't doing very well. Okay, so even like our tier 2. Swordsman. The best swordsman we got are just getting carved up because they haven't got the armor. So maybe we're better off going with the Massilia and hoplites. Okay, so the cavalry's coming out here to stop me. Let's try and close that down. But let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for you guys. Have you guys played a Massilian campaign anytime soon? Has there been anyone in the comments or chat? Let me know. Also, send in your screenshots.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
If you've done your own Massilian campaign because of this. I'd highly recommend. It's a fun campaign. Okay, so now he's only 34. He's still commanding. Got to give it to Gnaeus, living up to the Scipionis Cornelia family name. Okay.
Heavy horse! Ready to ride! Light horse! Heavy horse!
Maybe we need to move back slightly. Hang on. Wait, we've dragged it out. Well, come on, kill him. Get him. We might be able to cause a massive morale shock. Our cavalry out the finest, mix of barbs, mercs, and Massilian nobles.
The enemy general is dead.
Nice, he's now gone now. Try and focus on the missile. Alright. I guess we try and focus on the pocket. Okay. So softened them up with ballista. Cavalry now rotating. We only slightly have the advantage against the Roman Republic. Oh my god. What a narrow and close victory this is going to be. Grinding away against the Romans. This is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we want to see. Although, even if we are victorious in this battle, we still have to contend with the army sieging at Medellin. So, not too bad with the secondary army. Let's try and drop down some abilities there. Still holding in the center. The flanks not so much. We do have a secondary line with the peltasts. Their primary occupation. I can speak English when I want to. Is skirmishing, but they do have short swords. Maybe I'm better off just getting peltasts, instead of those swordsmen. Okay, let's speed things up. Just to speed up the hammer and anvil strikes. They are still holding though. Because the Principe are very heavy. They're just so good. Alright, just try and hammer and anvil and work the line. Generals at half strength. Okay, they're slowly starting to capitulate here. And the battle is only just now turning in our favour. So that means we have over resounding odds. Okay, so they are attacking me, so we're going to have to be quite quick in running them down, but we want to try and capitulate them if we can, so we can save our infantry. But yeah, Rome, DEI, S tier faction, so good. Hopefully we're strong enough to fight and ultimately combat them. There we go, good charge. Someone in the comments, can't remember who, but thank you, recommended me to start pressing the print key to get some more cinematic shots. I forgot you could do that. If you want to look at the individual soldier. That's quite nice. Okay, so we're about to rout now. Nice, let's run them down. Quickly speed ahead, close victory, end the battle there. Only 900 losses. That's not bad. With an ultimate victory. Nice. We'll throw back the last of his force here. We'll look to enslave that last lot. Here we go. Battle of Patavium. So this will be the 3rd Legion potentially crushed, which would be massive. Faction leader destroyed. But I did not want this war. I was constantly trying to find a diplomatic solution, but it was not to be had. I would have much preferred putting all of our military, logistics, material, resources potentially into, I don't know, facing the Celtiberian kingdoms. It would piss off Carthage though. Maybe going over to Britain. Not having all of our resources and territory on the continent. Okay, so they're going to be deploying from the right of screen. I could rally... do you know, in hindsight, I should have moved further right, actually. Okay, we're further back, though. Hang on. Let's move slightly forward. Now, I moved the ballista as close to the fort as we could. We've still got our Germanic mercenaries on the flanks. They're trying to earn their last bit of coin. Okay, so now we're starting to pepper. This should be really good. Super narrow. As they're coming out, let's move my cavalry to the right-hand side. And we'll try and get everyone down here. I'm going to get them to run. Okay, so let's form up. We've got Archimedes. And he's engineering machinations and marvels. Peppering. That's what we want. Look at that. A little bit of a wall they're protecting. But we should be able to pepper them. Let's try and get some manual shots, I suppose. So, decided to fort up in Patavium. Not bad of a decision. 9 times out of 10 that works, except for the Greeks when they bring ballista. Forts in DEI, I can't stand. They are so strong. It's pretty hard to get the AI to attack you in them, because they know that. But forcefully attacking them can be tricky. Okay, so they're going to move up their skirmishers here. There might be an opportunity to grab them. Just got to be careful if they start intertwining. Let's go for them. Now, I wonder how much more this Roman Republic's going to be able to muster. They haven't hit Marian reforms, which is good. These Equites are coming out, though. Oh, although we've got 3 units here, I'd nearly be a little bit worried. Because ours are medium. Toe to toe. The Romans are just so good. I can't stress this enough. Even pre-Marian reforms, plebeian, they're still so good. They're trying to snipe my general. What the... Trying to put some pressure back on them. Yeah, they're actually trying to go for him. That's crazy. That's such a shrewd play. To be fair, we are facing a pretty high prominent commander. Hell, it's their faction leader at the end of the day. If we get rid of him, we might be able to reset peace. Who knows, though? Okay. I think they seem to... Oh, I'm going to try and slink my cavalry around here. We might be able to hit them. They're just coming too quick. We're starting to skirmish against them, which is nice. We are fighting with our faction leader against theirs. So, a battle of wills. But so far, all the other factions around us are laughing. Because they see the Romans and the Massilians, 2 of the biggest kingdoms in Western Europe now, just fighting each other. So the Carthaginians, the Celtiberian tribes, the Germanians, they've all got ambitions for territorial conquest. And now we're just fighting a bunch ourselves. So at the moment, we're even in the north. I reckon they've probably got more armies than us, though. They are. The AI obviously cheats. Reinforcement comes in. So they've probably got like more, even though we've got slightly. I reckon we've got the larger territory, not so much the resources. I'm going to press insert on my keyboard here and manually shoot with the ballista. I think I'm going to need to. I don't think we're going to be able to hit Strabo. He's all the way... He's hiding back in the fort anyway.
One of our units has used all its
The
ammunition.
coward. I guess he's not giving them their buff, which is slightly weird, but whatever. Okay, they're really trying to focus on my center here, and this is what we want. We want them coming towards us sitting in phalanx mode. We're going to horse sandwich them there. Keep firing into that center. There's so... Oh my god. Some of the randomness of these projectiles is kind of crazy. Okay, so we're out of ammunition now. Let's slightly move our general back up as he moved out of range. And... So what's coming in quicker? Skirmishes. First of the reinforcing is the cavalry. Second is the peltasts. Then the hoplites. We will have to be a little bit careful as we push into Cisalpine. We don't have that many Hellenic units at our disposal because it's really only the southern coastal area where these Hellenic units are going to be found. Man, maybe we should push into Illyria. We might find some lost Greek sympathizers over there. No, there's mostly Illyrian pirates there now, but there still probably is a bigger chunk that we can get. Relying on Samnites in the Italian states might be a good idea. Maybe we should bring back Epirus or something. When we pushed into Genoa, we could have very well... Hang on, I just gotta be careful with my cavalry. Is one of these a general unit? I think he might be. Yeah, hang on. Why? Oh my god. That's a bit crazy, me doing that. Yeah, I could have brought back Lugaria / Genoa, but I think I want to try and take this territory. The only thing is with Massilia, the unit roster ain't the best. It's good because it's Hellenic, but like Sparta, Athens, I think even Chimeria probably has a better roster. It's just they just don't have those elite troops. We're making it work though. They're just a cool faction. Cool history. Marseille, still a city to this day. There's a lot to like about them. Anyway, setting up a buffer state, because the only thing is if we lose Massalia, it would bounce the capital elsewhere, and we want that to be protected, so... If the Romans were ever to move into Cisalpine Gaul, which they now have, before we moved in, it was only a matter of time. It took them 70 turns to go in there. I think the Incerberus tribe just did really, really well. I swear they had all of Cisalpine Gaul under their control, and they had territory in Illyria before they got pushed back. Here are our Germanic warriors doing their bit. Not too many of them left. We got them when we were up in the Nervii territory. Okay. Pushing into the second week of this particular campaign. Nice, those peltasts have now come in, and then we'll mix up the firing pattern. But the reinforcing peltasts, as long as you can focus your main primary fire into that cluster, it'll be perfect. So, generals sitting further back. We've crushed the skirmishers, but they still continue the push. This is just the Romans for you. They are just so good. And we'll try and cycle charge down here. I wouldn't be surprised if they really don't capitulate for quite some time. Okay, so we'll look to give out some attack orders as well. I tend to forget to do that. You really should, even in position, because you can rack up the kills slightly. Okay, multiple attack orders are now coming out. Skirmishers now firing in, and we'll cycle charge with higher cavalry. The battle is probably swinging in our favour now. Here we go. Perfect. Just what we need. I'm sure the Romans hate now fighting a fully united Hellenic France. It's probably quite difficult. It's probably easier to tame barbarians in the north. Okay. So, the main bulk of my reinforcements are truly yet to arrive. Still peppering in there though. I wish I had more ballista ammunition. Is 2 overkill? I don't know. Maybe. They're just so expensive. They do rack up like 300 kills though, which is nice. Okay. We're just going to speed things up because we don't need to see all of this hammer and anvil action. Once again, putting my cavalry to work. Big time. Oh, they must be so close to capitulating. Nice. But thankfully with our ballista, we're able to turn this offensive fort battle into a defensive land battle, essentially. Okay, let's try and run down as many of them as we can. Oh, we've won victory. Okay, so we're going to try and run them down, which we have. Decisive victory, 800 lost. So Lucius Julius Libo, dictator slash consul, I don't know what he is. We lost the German army. Oh my god, we completely crushed that full stack. We lost one German unit, sorry. A bit of our German army, you could say. Cavalry. Okay, so we'll run him down. Hopefully the new consul will be more applicable. But this is going to be their faction leader done, who had his anti-Massilian policy. So Gnaeus Scipio dead, Strabo, Decimus, 10-star commander, and then now Libo, all hovering around 4 to 5. Patavium's about to fall. Turmoil in Italy, war in Italy. The Senate of Rome enlists legions to defend the Republic, as long as Rome and the city are not taken by force. Slaves everywhere. Uh-oh, that's not good that that's just happened. Is that because we switched the sell policy? Maybe. And we've been getting an influx in. So now that we've taken territory in Latium, to basically save Rome, they're going to spawn armies. So as you can see here, they've managed to spawn a full stack of Principes, Triari to defend Rome, because once you take those 2 territories, they know it's pretty much GG's for them. So we're going to have to manually fight that. That's quite annoying that they spawn that, but that's DEI for you. It's a bit weird playing a Rome 2 campaign without, well, Rome. That's why the script was there, for us to be permanently at war with them, I guess. So we'll start moving south now. Battle-hardened Massilians, Hellenic Greeks uniting France, and now we're going to take this peninsula for our republic. And let's move all the armies in. We're going to siege out Rome, not with our best army in full stack. Oh, as you can see here, we've got access to Italian swordsmen. What else have we got here? Some companion hoplites. Yeah, so there's like various ethnic Latin and Etruscan groups we can call from. So it's end the turn to continue. See how the Romans react. There could be another army in the fog of war, potentially. It is going to move up though. So they have attacked me here. We're actually slightly outnumbered. But it's a randomly generated commander. It does have a decent amount of vilites. A lot of hoplites, ballista, 4 peltasts. We're outnumbered by 700. Let's fight this one on the battlefield. It's going to be a Pyrrhic victory, supposedly. Oh, wow, okay. So we're actually better off taking the auto-resolve at the start, apparently. Okay, so there's only 1 crossing here from what I can see, and we're not favoured to win this one. So let's advance and see how we go. Now, unfortunately, it's absolutely bucketing. It's pissing down with rain, so that means our Roman comrades are not going to eat flammable ammunition. Annoying. So be it. Now I'm trying to think, should I move the hoplites in their formation into the water or not? They actually might have a better chance being a little bit higher up. Okay, I'm exactly unsure. We'll see. Okay. Still fire into that cluster, ideally, if you can. But here we go. Yeah. I knew we would have a harder battle eventually at some point. Yeah, no need to play those auto-resolvable battles at the start and towards the end of the last when Rome, you know, is just going to spawn a full stack that you have to deal with. Okay, so they're going to move up their cavalry firstly, and these guys aren't going to have much self-preservation because they've just been spawned on in. Our peltasts are starting to fire up over the top, and the Romans are going to try and slowly make their way across the river. We have a bunch of Massilian hoplites holding, and our skirmishers are going to try and soften them up. Okay. Some of them aren't exactly in range. That's a bit better. So we're going to try and hit with that cluster. Okay. Man, it's actually been a while since I've used ballista without a flammable shot. I still think if you're targeting your units, it's still better to do so with flammable. But yeah, like use the normal round for walls and stuff. Let's move these guys up slightly. Okay, so I angled my cavalry backwards just in case that reinforcing army could wrap around. So there's technically 2 generals in this enemy because that other army made it up. I don't know what they're doing. They don't seem to be fully wanting to commit over the river. I'm not entirely sure why. Alright, so we're going to press insert on my keyboard and we're going to start manually firing where we can. Cost benefit analysis. It's okay. Not really. It just costs too much having ballista. It's just the tactical element. Like, yeah, you get 300-400 kills, but it costs like 2,000. And the upkeep's like 700, so it's not really worth it in that front, but it makes the AI attack you, which is really what you want. Although this is a defensive battle, but there's been offensive battles which we've turned to defensive, if you know what I mean. Okay, so far they're moving up into very small groups, which is not ideal for them. What are they doing? They're clustering so bad. I think they're stuck. Maybe if we were in the water it would have been better. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. This is quite literally shooting Romans in a barrel. I mean, I guess it's working. Yes. Epic battle for Rome. It's a massive battle for the ages. On the nice sunny fields on the hills of Rome. We've got an epic legion battle. Turns into a grindy Rome 2 mess of a battle. It's pissing down with rain and we can't get flammable shots and I'm just chasing these legions stuck in the water. Brutus is confused. He doesn't know where he is. Maybe it's the weather conditions. Too funny. Too funny. But once we crush this army that's defending Rome, we should be able to move on in and take the capital. I wonder if it's actually going to spawn more units, potentially. Who knows? It could very well do.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, anything else I can do? Maybe drop an Inspirer and a Rally. You can get some minor attack buffs. But yeah, they're really struggling. to push up and over. So giving them this little beachhead here is actually seems to be working. It might actually make it a little bit more effective. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you reckon is better? You see where my hoplites are now, right? Are we better to let them come up into this beachhead and grind away? Or should we push that slight little bit forward so then our units and their units are fighting in the water? I feel like their units are still technically getting like a water debuff. I'm not entirely sure. Or D-bonus for fighting there or whatever the fuck. Okay. Second line of the Peltas ready to go. Got a bunch of cavalry here. I don't really know what to do with. Maybe, no, there's no, I was going to say, maybe I should have charged them over the river.
Riders, advance! Citizen cavalry!
That could have been the play. Potentially. Okay, but they are moving over their legions though. They're still going to do alright, even with... my ballista doing a lot of damage. Alright, we're going to go into the page up and down view. Check out some of these individual units fighting. I reckon some of these guys are going to be retiring soon. These guys have been fighting since the early days in the fight for Gaul. Man, this weather is just not it. Our general's under attack, alright. Slightly move him back. He is intertwined with the supply unit, so it's going to be alright to some extent. Okay. So now they're only just looking to fully push. Jeez. I feel like we just caught the Romans at the best time. They pushed everything into conquering Cisalpine Gaul after taking so long. And by the time we did it, we were just so happened to be moving south. But the brave Massalian hoplites seem to be slightly getting that one over on the legionary. What's better? In the chat and comments, let me know. Argue. The Greek hoplite or the Roman legionary? Which one was more of a Chad? I don't fucking know. Okay, let's pop an inspire there. They're still not favoured to win this one, really. I just wish we had more skirmishes, would have changed things. They still have 2 generals though. Something to keep an eye on. They're moving up their Vilites now. Haven't faced them in this series. They're pretty good though. Sucks that they don't get them pretty early on though. Let's speed things up because this is just turning into a bit of a grind. Nothing too tactically crazy. Continue to make sure we use and hit the buffs exactly when we need to. Look, we got 3 units of cavalry here. Can I somehow get the... Well, they've got some ammunition, so... Maybe we angle them and try and get some shots off and away.
Ready for battle!
Just the last of them, and then we'll see how we go. Because we might be better off to get the cavalry to somehow slink around this cluster of units Even though they might lose a good amount of men per unit, we might be able to still justify and getting a hammer and anvil strike. Because if it actually continues to go like this, they might just have the attack damage on us, if we're being honest. Okay, this is a little bit worrying. They're starting to chip away against those hoplites quite well, actually. Okay.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
We actually might need to. Yeah, so there's definitely no way around. Nah. Before I make this decision, I looked briefly, yeah. The icon is a little bit deceiving. Okay. We'll speed things up a bit. And then we'll see how we go before we send the cavalry around. I think. Okay, so I'm trying to slink the cavalry around here now. It's gone into the yellow, but we were grinding there for a bit, so hang on. We are going to lose a little bit of men doing this, but we seem to be phasing past them on this right-hand side. A couple of them are wavering. And then we'll form up and cycle charge, because ideally what this will do is cause a mass rout. Watch out for that shock there. The enemy general is dead. Perfect. Pretty good timing. But we just lost half of the cavalry unit doing that. So let's give out some attack orders now. In our phalanx formation. You can tend to do that in DEI with hoplites. You just got to really pick your moment. I think the time is now. And then we'll go into this mix. Now the cycle charge isn't going to be perfect. Exactly. Because of the water. But we'll try and make the most of it. Should be able to mount some decent pressure. There we go. That's exactly what we wanted. The battle is now turning in our favour. Fully break them. Nice. They're about to capitulate. And they have. Victory. Let's run them down. And let's end the battle there. Heroic victory. I agree. 700 lost against a spawned Roman legion. Pretty good if I do say so myself. I'm going to retreat and then they'll give chase, I reckon. Whoa. Wait, what? Oh, far out. That's not what I wanted. Oh, I've done a misplay here. Because they should have... How did he have movement to get to Ascalon? This one's going to be really tight, actually. Alright, we'll manually play this one. We'll see how we go. Okay, we're going to have to set up some defensive fortifications. Okay, so this army is kind of trash. The garrison's exhausted. We do have ballista, which is, well, something. Okay. That's why you need to bring in more than one full stack in an auto resolve sometimes. I just didn't think they'd be able to bypass Beneventum. Usually that's like a really key choke point. Alright, let's move my cavalry out here. So we've only got 3 units of Massilia and hoplites, really. The other 2 are really weakened, and Dio is quite weak. Oh, hell, he's actually 3rd in line. He's a 5-star commander. He's a pretty competent general. We'll see how we go. We should be okay. Just narrowly move them into those city streets. Round them up and pepper them. But here we go. After crushing 3-4 legions in Cisalpine, maybe the one in northern Latium, we destroyed the full stack that spawned in Rome. They're going to go for one last Hail Mary. Okay. So this is really unfortunate. Look at this. I put a barricade where the cavalry is trying to move past, and it's the bloody general unit. Okay, so they keep on coming forward. I think we target those units at the front. So it looks like they are trying to push as much as they can on the front of it. So we've got 5 units of Gallic levies. They are terrible. And this is a proper legion as well. Maybe this is another spawned army, potentially. It doesn't seem to be. Far out. Doesn't help when my shots aren't the best. They are sitting their cavalry in reserve. So I guess we've got that to look forward to. So it looks like the Romans are going to be absolutely defiant to the bitter end. You got to give it to them. Not the biggest or best empire that they've made, or republic, if we're going to be precise. Let's move my cavalry around there. We might get those missile units. Let's get my skirmishers to hit that general. Okay. Still might be able to get rid of him. Look. This is going to be really, really close. I don't know. I'm kind of hedging my bets at this battle. I just feel like there's so much stuff against us.
We have discovered the enemy's
Look, if we do lose, it's not going to be the end of the world. I reckon we can win though. I think I've won worse. I'm just unsure. We haven't really... Well, there's a reason why I've been really, really strict in my recruitment of getting Hellenic units in, because they're just so much better than the Gallic ones we have access to. Okay, so continue just to like fire and pepper into that. That's what we want. So there is some caltrops closer to that other one, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so they're trying to bring more in. Can I press insert and get some more better shots going on? Should have put another army in. That's a misplay on my behalf. I was just shocked at the movement range. Maybe they did the movement bug potentially. I'm not entirely sure. Because they went flying up the coast. Oh, we were one turn away from getting the navy in as well. It happens. Okay, continue to pepper and fire in there. Grind away. But Dictator Xenon, he's essentially a dictator. He's got like nearly 20 authority. Has built such a strong Hellenic maritime kingdom. We've done so well in this series. Been playing this campaign for over 3 weeks or so now. Once we turn 80. We've hit our short victory conditions. I haven't really set out a long. I guess taking out the Romans would be like a long victory condition. But once we get rid of Rome, it still might take us another episode. We'll see how we go here today. I'm down to sit down for a sesh. But let me know in the comments other Total War campaigns you'd like me to do. I'm in a really good place at the moment. Recording wise. Nice, the enemy general is dead. Perfect. And I'm planning a bunch of series as well as we go to 2024. Still dealing with mechanically my arm issue. I have cubital tunnel syndrome in my left arm, which basically makes me not able to record as much as I did in the past.
The men are wavering.
Still waiting to get it fixed. The men are wavering. But let me know Total War campaigns across the Total Wars. old news now, but apparently there's meant to be a Star Wars Total War reportedly. I'm curious to know what that's going to be like. I'm all for Total War IPs, if I'm being honest. Love to see Lord of the Rings. Honestly, Game of Thrones would be insane. Okay, my cavalry isn't really doing much. Continuing just to pepper into this. We are hitting my own troops a little bit. We have to be so careful.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay.
Missiles ready and waiting.
So let's move the peltasts further up.
Time. Operatives ready.
There's a pretty good Medieval 2 mod, isn't there? With Star Wars.
Orders understood.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
I'm more of a Star Trek fan, if I'm being honest. But hey, if they make a Star Wars Total War and they make it moddable, I'm all for a Total War space game. Because that means you can have a Star Wars Trek, or I don't know, what else we got? The Expanse. There's other really, really cool sci-fi you can have. Okay. So they're throwing absolutely everything they can at us. Man, the Romans are just so strong in DEI, man. S tier. Best faction in the game. Melee attack crazy high. Armor impenetrable. Even if they just stick at you with attacking it, they're just going to chip you away.
This is a shameful display.
Number of you're usually just outmatched as well. Unit quality. They only had the Peninsula and like a little bit of Sicily and Illyria, and they probably wielded more armies than me. Okay, so we're about to capitulate them. They're keeping their cavalry in reserve, which is a bit bizarre. These two units are breaking now. We might be able to cycle charge down in here.
Our men flee the field of battle.
About a 50-50. Still quite close.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright, let's try and cycle charge down there. Okay, so I think it's time to give out some attack orders. And we've got some units back here, so this has helped us in the past. We need to capitalize on this and then cycle. My cavalry is so depleted.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay, charge. Cycle charge into that cluster. Okay, so we're starting to push here now. Committing more units. Creating a hammer and anvil. Trying to hold our territorial gains and conquests in Asculum. Securing the valuable salt mine.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Whoa, what the hell?
Flee the field of battle.
My cavalry just got evaporated. Why? Oh my god. I think I know what it is. Far out. It was the deployables. I had caltrops in there, didn't I? Oh. Technically they were calculated in. Oh my god. I put down these defenses in this battle and it's serving the Romans. Couldn't snipe the general early on because we put a bloody wall in front of him. And then I just sent the last of my cow. Maybe. Oh, I think that's what happened, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, dude. This is still going to be super close. Why does my ballista say it's got ammunition, but like won't fire? Like what? What are the engineers doing?
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Maybe we need to reform it slightly. Okay, we should... There's literally like 7 units there. They should be able to get rid of one. My hoplites are nearly destroyed though. Now they're just holding in a position. Okay, so both sides are grinding away at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see how this one ultimately gets resolved. It's a 50-50. We might just have to play for time. But tactically, not really too much is going on here. We're just sort of holding. This is not good, I don't think.
The field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay. I'm still giving out my attack orders. But... I just don't think we can break through.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Our men are fleeing. I think we're going to lose this. In hindsight, I shouldn't have given out attack orders. But we just committed to it. Yeah, it's GG's. Grinding away there. That took so long. That's it though. We lost. Oh, valiant defeat. So Diodotus is Dio dead. Second, third in... No, he would have been like third in line. 5-star commander as well. Damn, the Romans got me in Asculum. Yeah, I think I basically... There was a point where we should have attacked and then we should have not. We should have just held. Man, that's just unfortunate. Hey, you win some, you lose some, and then in some cases you pick up a valiant defeat. Honorable death, damn. The main thing is the commander. But we lost our first full army for this series. Damn. The Romans got me good. Okay, so I still don't think this is going to overall change the tide in the war, if I'm being honest. Now at the top of the turn in spring, we can blockade that army from moving anywhere. And then we can get our faction leader with the full stack to... I think Beneventum has to fall then. Okay, so you're still up there, fine. Yeah, you can't actually get to Asculum. Hang on. Let's flood everyone down here. We've got the numbers, so we might as well... Okay, you might actually be able to go further. So go to about there. And you can basically just bypass Rome. It happens. You can't have a flawless Let's Play. Oh, you can, but it doesn't happen that often, I guess. Videos and stuff from people being inspired to play as Massilia. They're a really cool and unique faction, as Marseille still exists as a city to this day. But anyway, praise Emperor Zenon, and I'll see you in the next one. My name's been Simpsy. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Stay tuned for more Total War campaigns on the channel. As always, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Alright guys, much love. Take care. I love you. Goodbye.